Good morning, everyone. Let me just start my presentations by introducing myself. My name is Hermia Novriani. Today, I'd like to talk about teaching English for children. The objective of my presentations is to present how to teach English that easy to understand for children. In these presentations, I have divided my talk into 3 parts. At the first part, I will give some background. At the second part, we will look at the method to teach English that easy to understand for children. And last, I will conclude my presentations. I will be using this laptop and these presentations will take about several minutes. I hope that you can enjoy these presentations. I'd be glad to take any questions at the end of my presentations. So, if you want to ask, just raise your hand at the end and I'm very grateful that you could come today. Well, let me start by looking at the background. As we know, English is very important for us because English is an international language. So, if we can speak in English, it's be more easier for us to get a job and also communicate with a lot of people. To be a master of English, we must learning English from an early age. Do you know why we must learning English from an early age? Actually, we must learning English from an early age because when we learn from an early age, it's much easier to understand what we learn than trying to learn in adult. And learning English from an early age also makes the children to get extensive knowledge to get their better future. But when they are learning English, there are some factors that make the child become difficult to understand about English. The first factor is the fears of making a mistake. In these factors, some children too scared to do a mistake, especially in pronunciations. And the second factor is they feeling lazy to learn. In these factors is most frequently occur among the children. So, based on the background that I have explained before, I'd like to explain the purpose of these presentations. These presentations is to give the information about some method to teach English that easy to understand for children. Okay, let we start by the first method. Well, the first method is using colorful and illustration books. Why we must using colorful and illustration books? Because the books that full of colors and image is quite effective to attract the attentions of the children. So, when you started to teach English for children, let them pick their favorite books and then you can ask them to read out loud and you mention the characters of animals, plants, a member of body with a form of a pictures or something that they have read accompanied by the term mentioned in English and meaning, and then you can ask them to repeat what you say. If the vocabulary that the child knows was quiet enough, you can start to teach them to read a book of fairy tales, accompanied by some pictures with simple sentences that easy to understand, such as Cinderella, Snow White, or etc. The second method is study outdoors. Sometimes study indoors can make the saturated. So this method can be the best idea for you because study outdoors can improve the child motivations in learning and also make the learning process be more fun. If you want to do study outdoors, you can ask them to go to the zoo because in there, you can ask the name of animals that they see. For example, when they see a crocodile, you can ask them what is the name of these animals in English. So it can increase their knowledge about the name of animals. And then, you can ask them to go to the gardens because garden has a lot of plants, right? So in there, you can ask them the names of plants such as the name of flowers in English, or you can ask them to go to another destinations that can increase their knowledge. And the last method is learn and singing. One of the most activities liked by children is singing. Why we must try this method? Because as we know, music is loved by all of people, including the children. So, when we ask them to sing a song, they will be excited to do it. And this method is very good to be applied when you talk English for children, because with this method they not only acquire new vocabulary and know how to pronounce the vocabulary correctly, but it also can make the learning process be more fun and interesting. You can start with a simple songs like ABC. When they have finished singing, you can ask them the names of animals, fruits, or another things with a prefix letters that they have sing in a sequence. For example, A. An animal that have a prefix A is ant. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all about my presentations. Before I finish my presentations, let me summarize the method to teach English that easy to understand for children are: first, using colorful and illustration books; second, study outdoors; and last, learn and singing. In conclusions, some easy method to teach English for children is important because by using some method, the children be more easy to understand, become interested in learning English, and also be more excited when they are learning English. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think enough for my presentations. Thank you for your great attentions. I hope what I have shared today can be applied when you talk English for children. As I told before, I will take any questions at the end of my presentations. So, there are any questions?